financial modeling, formulas in the Excel are often used for various calculations. There are two things in Excel, that is formulas and functions. In this class, we are concentrating on the formulas aspect. Now, while we concentrate here on the formula aspect, there is something called referencing that matters a lot while drafting a formula. You can see here in the column G, I just color coded yellow. These are the references. There are three types of references that are relative, fixed, and mixed references. We're going to see this in this class, the difference in the relative reference, fixed reference, and the mixed reference used in the Excel formulas. We can see the case on the screen for the relative referencing first. You can see there are months given, revenue and expenses are given, and the net income is to be calculated. So total revenue minus total expenses will give us a net income. So we'll put a simple formula is equal to, we'll take the total revenue cell by just clicking on the total revenue of January once. In the formula, it gives us C4 minus, we will press the minus sign from the keyboard. We'll take the total expenses cell, which is D4. So C4 minus D4 is the formula given for net income. You can see here we got a net income of 6,950. If we drag it down, you can see we can drag it down in the two ways. Once come to the bottom right hand side where your plus sign becomes black plus sign, and you can drag it down, or you can double click here, your entire range is filled. So Excel knows when you give a formula for the month of Jan as C4 minus D4, for Feb it is taking C5 minus D5, for March C6 minus D6. So it is relatively changing the rows when we drag across the rows down. This is called as relative referencing. Coming to the next case, you can see here what is given. Bank names are given, their amounts are given, and discount is given. Discount is to be calculated. Above, discount rate is given, which is 5% for all the banks. So we want to calculate ICICI is equal to 12,000 into 5%, whereas HDFC is 5,600 into 5%. So this 5% discount is not changing anywhere. So how to put this formula? We'll press is equal to, we'll take the 12,000 rupees of ICICI. We will press the multiplication sign and we'll give this 5% cell, which is B15. But I don't want this 5% to change. So we will press function F4 in our laptop so that this B15 cell is phrased and it becomes $B $15. And now it won't change. So if you enter and then you drag it down, you can see we got all the answers. If you go to the formula bar and see the answer for ICICI Bank, it is B18 into B15. If you go for HDFC, it is B19 into B15. Axis is B20 into B15. So your B15 has not changed. So B15 is freezed with the help of F4. When you press F4, your cell is freezed and the formula becomes $B $5. Moving ahead, we have a relative referencing here. Now in the relative referencing, you can see what is asked here. We first had a relative referencing. We saw here a freezed 5%, which is fixed reference. Now we have here mixed reference. Mixed reference. What is this mixed reference? That is, we want to calculate this 12,000, the amounts and their respective discounts from 5%, 10%, 15%, and 20%. So what formula to be given? So you will say is equal to, take this 12,000. But see, when I drag, I don't want the column to change, but the row should change. So I should freeze the column. So how to freeze the column? Column is column B. Column B can be freezed by pressing F4, function F4 3 times. So your formula becomes $B31 multiplied by, take this 5%. Now again, when I drag across, I want the column to change but not the row, because this 5%, 10%, 15% and 20% are on the 29th row. So I want the row to remain freezed. So I will press function F4 twice, which makes it $29. So you can observe the formula has become is equal to $B31 into $29, where in case of B, column is freezed, in case of C29, row is freezed. We can enter. We can come to the dragging point where the plus sign becomes black. We can drag it to the right and drag it down or double click. So we got all the answers. If you want to confirm, take the last answer, which is 1000 here in column F. 20% of 5000 is obviously 1000. So we got here this mixed referencing, where in case of one aspect of the formula we freeze the column, in case of other aspect of the formula we freezed the cell. Coming to the next case, you can see here 3 columns, sales in US dollars, pounds and euros are given. We have to convert these sales into rupees on the right side here, column GHI. So we will put a formula where we want these all the amounts to change, but not this exchange rate. So what is exchange rate? Exchange rate for the dollar is 50 rupees per dollar, pound is 80 rupees per pound, and 60 rupees per euro is the exchange rate. Let's freeze this. We will write the formula. We will write the formula. We are not changing anything in, we are not freezing anything in the amount. So because we want the column as well as rows to change. So let it be B to 42 multiplied by, we will take the exchange rate, but here when we drag, row should not change, but the column, row should not change, but the column should change. That's why we will freeze it by twice pressing the F4. You can see B $40. I enter, I drag it to the right and I drag it down or double click here, which gives me the entire answer. You can see again the last answer will tally. You can see 400 euros into 60 rupees per euro is a rate. So 400 into 60 is 24,000 is the 24,000 is the amount when you convert it into rupees in sales in rupees. Okay, moving ahead, we have designation wise employees here. Now here you can see what we have a gift voucher for various departments, and you have 3 offices, which is UK office, US office and India office. We want to calculate the voucher rates into these offices, into the number of employees of these offices. So we don't want voucher column, gift voucher column to change. So we want to freeze the gift voucher column. So we will freeze it accordingly. We will take it here, gift voucher column, which is B59. We will press F4 thrice. So B is freezed, multiplied by, will not freeze anything amongst the number of employees. So C59 remains same. Enter, and you can drag it to the right, double click or drag it down. Again, you can confirm the last amount, Indian office. You have 50 rupees per voucher into 50 employees part-time, 50 into 50, 2,500. So we have got the answer for this. Coming to drafting a table. So as we have a table, 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6, like that. We want to make the table. where in case of column D, we want this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows to change, but not the column. And in case of row 68, we want the tables of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to change, but not the rows. We want the columns to change, but not the rows. So we will give the formula is equal to, you can see here in this table D69, I don't want column to change, so I will press F4 thrice multiplied by, I give this 2, where I don't want the row to change, so I will press F4 twice, enter. So you can see 2 ones are 2, I can drag it right, so 3 ones are 3, etc. I can double click, you can see 60, 6 tens are 60, 5 tens are 50, 4 tens are 40, like that. All the tables are filled in. The final case where you have unit price into quantity, the total rate is given for various menu items of the e-tables. We have to calculate discount at 7.5%. Calculate discount at 7.5%. So we'll press is equal to, take the rate. We will not freeze anything because we are not dragging the column, we are dragging only the rows, and we want the row wise the rate should change, multiplied by, we will take that 7.5%, will freeze the row and not the column because we are not dragging to the next column at all. So I freeze the row by pressing F4 twice, I enter and I drag it down or double click, I'll get the answer, which is giving me the answer of all the discounts. So why I did not freeze the column here in both the cases is because I am not dragging to the next column anywhere. I am dragging across the rows only. So this is what the three types of referencing: relative, mixed, and fixed. At different aspects of financial modeling, at the different places in the financial modeling, we're going to use this referencing and freezing the cell for dragging and getting the bulk answer at a time. Let's continue our learning.